all government-supported preschools will have arts learning programs by 2027 as part of efforts to bring arts and culture closer to the community. The National Arts Council's Arts Education Program aims to engage the preschool students through performances, excursions and workshops. Lower secondary students will also take part in a live music program to deepen their appreciation for local culture. NAC will be putting out visual artworks to HDB and industrial estates from August. These will be up for longer durations in hopes of them eventually becoming township markers. The $100 SG Culture Pass will be valid for use across 3 years, starting from September. It will help defray ticket costs to attend arts and heritage programs.
In-person activities create opportunities for all Singaporeans to come together and create a community around art appreciation. That said, we recognize that in some cases, for example, in the literary arts, the primary mode of appreciation is through the written word, through books. The Culture Pass will therefore be available to support the purchase of singlet books with the credits.
And for more, we're joined by Minister of State for Culture, Community and Youth, Alvin Tan. Mr. Tan, welcome to the program.
Shahida, good to be here.
So for a start, tell us more about the focus areas for MCCY this year. Tell us why they're important for Singapore.
Shahida, as we celebrate 60 years, Singapore is always known as an economic miracle. We celebrate that, but I don't think we quite celebrate us being a social miracle. And that social miracle, particularly important in an era where the world is more divided and more fractured than ever before. And Singapore has done well in this aspect. We are one of the most diverse nations in the world, but bringing together our multiculturalism, our racial and religious harmony, and social cohesion, that's not something that we can take for granted. And how do we do that? It's through our shared experiences. Our shared experiences through the arts, through sports, through culture, and through our community. And MCCY has a really unique job to steward this, looking back at SG60, but to steward this, preserve this, and enhance it towards SG100.
All right, in enhancing this social miracle, as you mentioned, Mr. Tan, there is a slew of measures introduced to help the local art scene flourish, and one of them is the SG Culture Pass, which we just mentioned, aims to encourage Singaporeans to support local arts and heritage programs. How these initiatives help to galvanize Singaporeans to come forward and to really be more involved in the arts?
Shahida, you may remember that during the COVID crisis, the question was asked, are arts essential? And I posit that arts is not just essential, they are integral. Arts fill us, they complete us, they make us whole. It's integral to who we are. And so the Culture Pass is one initiative that we've rolled out this year to help promote, preserve our arts and heritage. We've also have the $100 million cultural matching fund. So we are walking the talk, making sure that we preserve arts and culture, enhance it for the next generation.
You know, with efforts to build up support for local arts, are there similar plans to introduce initiatives that encourage participation towards local sports?
Yeah, well, just as the arts complete us, sports inspire us to greater heights, uplift us as a nation. So in this year's budget, we announced the $100 Active SG top-up credits, as well as pulling together the National Youth Sports Institute, the Singapore Sports Institute, and later on, the Singapore Sports School. All of these initiatives will help to build up grassroots movement and participation in sports, and also to help those who want to do more elite sports to be better prepared for competition. So we're doing that as a whole. But there is also one very important part of this equation, and that's bringing in solid events like Singapore Smash Table Tennis and also the Singapore Tennis Open. Now, why is that important? Because it gives our youngsters, our athletes, the exposure to test their skills, their mettle against the world's best. Like Isaac Kwek at the Singapore Smash World Table Tennis Championships, and also Michael Jimenez at the sidelines of the Singapore Tennis Open. So at every single level, grassroots to sports school, we are giving our athletes, we're giving our grassroots athletes and our elite athletes the very best platforms for them to excel.
All right, sounds great. Mr. Tan, do stay with us. We are going for a short break now. We will continue our conversation with Minister of State for Culture, Community and Youth, Alvin Tan, to find out about the significance of Lady Gaga making Singapore the only Asian stop of her world tour.